Part 4 of Assignment 5.5 requires you to write a multi-paragraph essay in response to the topic provided in the web inquiry. This is sometimes a challenging one for students, so here are a few tips to help you get started. Your topic is to write an essay explaining how Jack London's short story To Build a Fire is an example of naturalism. So you're combining two of the elements of the web inquiry into one essay. Here's a suggested outline. You don't have to follow this exactly. It's just a general place for you to get started. 5 paragraphs. An introduction paragraph, followed by 3 body paragraphs, one on each of the elements of naturalism and how it relates to the short story, and then a conclusion. Let's look at that in a little bit more detail. First paragraph, your introduction. You will provide a definition of naturalism. What is it? After having studied it in the web inquiry, you should be able to state a general definition of naturalism itself, and then provide a brief overview of the short story. Who is the character? What's the conflict? The plot? And then state your thesis. This will be a statement connecting the elements of naturalism in the short story To Build a Fire. Second paragraph. First element of naturalism. Characters in these types of stories often attempt to control their own lives, but they're thwarted or kept from controlling their own lives by outside forces. So think about how this fits the character in To Build a Fire. How is he trying to control his own life, but is unable to because of outside forces? Third paragraph. Second element of naturalism. The settings in these stories often tend to be dark and harsh and frequently are urban. Think about how that applies to the setting in the short story To Build a Fire. Obviously dark and harsh fit well, but frequently urban might not. So think of a few examples you could provide. Fourth paragraph, the third element of naturalism. The themes in these stories often deal with brutality and the struggle for survival. You should be able to see how this really clearly fits the short story To Build a Fire. What are some of the examples in the short story you could provide that show that brutality and the characters struggling to survive? Fifth paragraph, your conclusion. You want to restate your main idea about the connection between the story and the elements of naturalism, and then you might also want to add a few words about your thoughts on the story, just to keep it from being an exact restatement of your introduction paragraph. You might talk about your thoughts and reactions to the story, what you liked or didn't like about it. So now you should be able to go forth and write your own essay on Jack London's short story To Build a Fire. Good luck.